Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Carla from Cooking for Kales, and today we're making dinner rolls with a 2-ingredient dough. That's right, just two ingredients. This is a fantastic recipe for us aspiring bakers, and I definitely put myself in that category. It's great because it's very easy to do, it's a no-fail recipe, and we get great results. And as aspiring bakers, we need to have some success in the kitchen so that it can keep on going on. I believe it was made popular by Weight Watchers. I wouldn't put myself in that category. Maybe I should. But anywho, I found it on a blog called The Gummy Sack. And what's great about this blog is that she talks about 8 different ways that you can use this 2-ingredient dough. You can use it to make pretzels, breadsticks, you can use it as a pizza base, and you can also use it like these dinner rolls, which is what we're going to do right now. Let's get cooking. So the 2 ingredients for this recipe are self-rising flour and yogurt. So in a bowl, we're going to add 1 cup and 2 tablespoons of self-rising flour. That's about 180 grams. And 1 cup of yogurt. And I'm using full-fat Greek yogurt, but you can also use any yogurt, any plain yogurt that you have on hand. Fat-free yogurt if you're counting calories. As I say, I'm not part of that group. Now take a spoon and you're just going to bring these ingredients together into a dough. Now on the Gummy Sack's blog, she says to use a stand mixer. Her recipe calls for using a stand mixer, but also in her notes she says that it's not required. All you really need is a bowl and a spoon, just as I'm doing here. I'm just bringing this all together and making sure that it's all incorporated. And if you didn't have self-rising flour, you could use all-purpose flour, but you would need to add 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So technically it would be a 4-ingredient dough and not a 2-ingredient dough, but if you don't tell anybody, I won't. So we're just making sure that this is really well incorporated. Now I'm going to use my hand and I'm just bringing it together, kneading it just slightly in the bowl. And what's lovely about this recipe, it doesn't require a lot of kneading. You don't need to rest this dough. You don't need to let it rise or anything like that. You just want to bring it together into a smooth bowl before we put it out onto the working surface and knead it just a bit more and shape it into the rolls. So now the dough is ready. I'm just adding a bit of flour to my work surface. And I'm just pulling the dough out onto the surface. And what I'll do here is I'm just going to knead it a slight bit more, bringing it together, making it a nice smooth ball of dough. And this takes a minute. And if the dough is sticky, as mine is right here, I'm just taking that excess flour and just bringing it together, incorporating it into the dough, but not much, just to keep the stickiness down. And this part of the process I just love playing with dough. It's so much fun, and it's so great to watch how flour just transforms in front of your eyes into this dough. So I'm just working it along, as you can see, incorporating a bit more flour as I feel it needs, because the dough is quite sticky. And this is what the Gummy Sack recommends as well. If your dough is sticky, just take a little bit of flour, incorporate it, not too much. And I'm shaping it into a ball, patting it down. Now let's cut it up into 8 pieces. So with my knife, I'm just going to cut it in half. And then you just need to cut those 2 halves into half, so you have 4 quarters. And then cut the quarters into half to make 8 pieces of dough. And from here, I'm just going to loosely shape the doughs into balls. Just placing the dough in my hand and moving it around. Now I have 8 pieces of dough. I'm putting a little flour on the side because the dough is a bit sticky, and I'm taking each one of the balls and making them a bit more formed into rolls, patting my hands with the dough as I go. And that's only required if your dough is sticky. Don't fear, it will come out. They'll work out just lovely. Just shaping them with my hand and with my thumb, creating a nice roll. And now the next step is to put the dough onto a baking sheet that's covered with parchment to get them ready for the oven. And we're going to bake them in the oven, a 450 degree Fahrenheit oven, 200 degrees Celsius oven for 8 to 14 minutes. Now the buns are ready. They're nice and golden brown and they've been in the oven for about 14 minutes. So the final step is to take some melted butter. I took a tablespoon of melted butter and I seasoned that with some garlic powder, and now I'm just brushing the melted butter over the hot rolls while they're hot, just out of the oven, to give them a nice shine and also to add a little bit more flavor to them as well. And if you wanted to make these garlic rolls, you can crush some garlic into your butter as well. But I've just added some garlic powder this time. And then finally taking a bit of parsley, chopped parsley, and sprinkling them all over these beautiful hot buns. And there you go, the final result. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.